I'm sure many of you all have parents, and I'm confident many of you already talk to your parents, either when you're at home from school or call your parents from overseas. Now, even if you don't, we all have at least experienced parent-teacher communication sometime in our lives, whether you're currently a student or a teacher who's also a parent. But what precisely is parent-teacher communication? I know the name is self-explanatory, but please think about it just for a moment. Well, essentially, parent-teacher communication is a pivotal avenue through which teenagers and parents can express their respective beliefs, perspectives, values, ideas, and care for one another. And it is through this medium a healthy and functional familial relationship can be formed. Now, let's physically conceptualize parent-teacher communication to better understand how it functions. So here we have Leonardo da Vinci's self-supporting bridge. And from what I learned in physics class, working bridges have equal tension and compression. And as you can see, this bridge works without any nails or additional supports. Leonardo's bridge exactly exemplifies the inconspicuous delicacy and vital importance of each aspect of parent-teacher communication. Each bridge member depends on one another to support weight, similar to how the beliefs, perspectives, values, ideas, and mutual care that make up your parent-teacher communication rely on each other to maintain your familial relationship. Now, even if I walk on the bridge and remain sturdy, similar to how arguments disruptions during parent-teacher communication will barely impact the overall relationship if and only if the communication is balanced, consistent, and honest. Now, after I gradually move one of the planks, a chain reaction causes the entire bridge to collapse immediately. If you and your parent do not adjust after heated disagreements or constructively communicate, the pent-up tension between you will inevitably cause a chain reaction that will ruin your relational bridge. Needless to say, multiple studies have shown that parent-adolescent communication has a direct association with the adolescent's mental health, social relationships, academic performance, personal identity, cognition, and emotional adjustment. So preserving and improving parent-teacher communication is not just a matter of dutiful necessity. It ensures a better livelihood and social-emotional growth for teenagers everywhere. Now, we can also examine a 2024 study involving 20 parent-teenager pairs to help us view parent-adolescent communication comprehensively. So the study reported that teenagers perceive substantially higher obstacles to seeking for psychological guidance than parents, with 24% of teenagers versus 18.6% of parents. Additionally, more parents indicated better parent-adolescent communication than teenagers did, with 79% of parents versus 68.7% of adolescents. Parents also conveyed fewer communication problems than teenagers did in the study, with 40.2% of parents as opposed to 33.9% of adolescents. Therefore, we can already notice that teenagers are more reluctant to ask and raise for psychological issues than parents are, and that teenagers and parents have substantially different perceptions of their parent-adolescent communication. So, what are the key barriers to parent-adolescent communication? The same study reveals that teenagers are more reluctant to ask their parents because of fear of burdening their parents and of their parents' dismissal of mental health concerns. Contrarily, parents encounter difficulties with communicating due to their children being uncommunicated with their emotions, personal reluctance to share private feelings, and guilt for the children's mental health problems. And I'm sure many of you all can personally resonate with these communication barriers, including myself. So we know what to resolve now. Well, how can we actually settle these communication barriers? I.e., what are the facilitators of parent-adolescent communication? Teenagers from the study have recommended that parents engage in conversations with patience and attentive listening, which ensures trust and encourages adolescents to speak more about their mental health issues. Now, parents have also found that honest communication and being less judgmental help ease and foster further talks with their children. Between both parents and teenagers, mentioning and exploring past family history of psychological experiences helped adolescents find more common ground and relate closer to their parents. Alright, I know that was a lot of information, but let's try to apply our new understanding in a theoretical scenario. So, Christina, a 16-year-old teen, spends most of her daily afternoons chatting on social media. Her mom, concerned for her online safety and social media's negative influence on her mental health, often checks her phone's messages when she doesn't notice. One day, Christina finds her mom caught in the act, and they have a fierce argument. Christina complains her mom's invasion of privacy violates their trust, while her mom reprimands her for texting online strangers. Christina considers this to be her mom's lack of actual internet knowledge rather than genuine care for her. And when Christina's mom realizes she isn't listening, she confiscates her phone for the entire week. Since then, Christina hid her phone and set her social media accounts private from her mom, while her mom felt more stressed than ever about Christina's mental well-being online. So, how could Christina and her mom have resolved this communication breakdown? Well, firstly, Christina's mom could have earnestly listened to her daughter's perspective on social media rather than being impatient with her. Being more patient and receptive to her child's thinking will help open up further dialogues and negotiations with her child. Secondly, Christina could be more transparent with the people she's messaging rather than purposefully concealing her online activity. Even if they were awkward to tell her mom or dad about your social media usage, it will make them appreciate you so much more for being honest and reinforce the relationship of trust. Now, if the worst comes to the worst, Christina and her mom could seek family therapy. The early 2012 study showcased that with therapy, parents gain more serious insight into their teenagers' mental health issues, while adolescents gain better understanding of their parents' outlook. Furthermore, therapists act as external mediators through which teenagers can comfortably talk with their parents without feeling like they're offending them. Overall, therapists are maintenance engineers of your parent-adolescent relational bridge, and they can help you develop practical and effective communication strategies that will rebuild your bridge. Now, parent-adolescent communication overall is a complex, combined effort. As we saw firsthand, emotional rigidity and communication breakdowns will instigate a chain reaction that will ruin your relational bridge. However, once we understand the barriers and facilitators of parent-adolescent communication, we can rebuild and secure our bridges so that maybe they will remain women for life. Now, in essence, just remember these critical takeaways. Parents, consistently talk from your heart, listen to your kids, share personal experiences, and keep being a supportive parent for your children. Teens, speak honestly and openly, occasionally ask your parents about their day, respect their opinions, you don't always have to agree, and tell them that you love them. Please hug and tell your parents that you love them. It's the little things that count. Thank you.